Now where did I put my hat? It's gotta be around here somewhere. Oh, here it is. I've been looking all over the couch for it. Huh. You know, maybe if I toss it like a boomerang, perhaps it'll come flying right back to me. Let's try it out. I am now at the foosball table where I never win a single game, no matter how hard I try.
Super Mario Odyssey!
Super Mario Odyssey, the game that allowed Mario to really put the cap in capturing mechanics. Once again, you'll see exactly what I mean. Just you wait and see. Released on October 27th, 2017, for the Nintendo Switch. This game allowed Mario to finally return to his ultimate sandbox roots once again. I mean, seriously, what took him so long? Did he take way too long in the shower just like me? I guess that's why Mario was also known as a slowpoke, and I don't mean the Pokemon, in case you were wondering.
So the game's questions are, why do Mario's mustache and hair look so realistic? Why was the last word in the name of this game named after a famous poem by Homer the Great? Why does Cappy have eyes that literally watch her every move? And as previously mentioned, what took Mario so long for him to finally return to his ultimate sandbox roots? Well, time to get capturing. I am now the pillow. Man, this is super comfy. I could totally get used to this.
Super Mario Odyssey is easily the best game in the Nintendo Switch's library, and it's just an objectively perfect game overall. That's pretty much all there is to say about it. I'm giving Super Mario Odyssey 100 out of 100 Mario hats.
Okay guys, so next time we meet will be... Oh wait, what's that? You want to hear the entire review of the game? Well...
Alrighty then.
I am now the Nintendo Wii. I shall hope nobody pushes my buttons.
The game wastes no time picking up and throwing you right into the action. It immediately starts off with an epic airship battle between Mario and Bowser, in the skies above Peach's castle. It's here where we find out that Bowser plans on marrying Peach, even though they're two entirely different species. Of course, Mario is obviously not okay with this, so naturally, he tries to put a stop to it. Keyword tries. You see, as he and Bowser continue fighting, he is eventually knocked off the ship by Bowser's giant hat, causing him to plummet all the way down into the bottomless blue, just like the B-52s. But anyways, with Mario officially gone for good, Bowser gives Mario's hat a good stompin'. He then lets it drift right into the airship's rear propellers, causing it to become shredded to smithereens.
Oh my god!
Mario somehow survives that great big fall, as he always does, and lands in a mysterious hat village with not-so-vibrant colors galore, known as the Cap Kingdom. There, he encounters a sentient hat-like creature named Cappy, who managed to grab a hold of a piece of Mario's shredded hat from before. He explains to Mario that Bowser has kidnapped his sister Tiara, who is currently being used as a cute little crown for Princess Peach to wear on top of her head for the upcoming wedding ceremony with Bowser. When Cappy realizes that he and Mario are technically after the same thing, he agrees to team up with him and take possession of his iconic red hat. And with that, the two of them travel to the Cascade Kingdom, recover an old airship known as the Odyssey, hence the name of the game, and begin to pursue Bowser and officially put a stop to his dastardly wedding plans with Princess Peach.
Wait, so Mario is seeing talking hats now? How many mushrooms did he have this time? I am now the somewhat portable fireplace. I shall hope nobody turns the heat on.
This here is a 3D platformer where you travel across many different worlds, more commonly known as kingdoms. You do this by riding in the Odyssey with your new friend Cappy, as you attempt to, once again, rescue Princess Peach from Bowser, who plans to forcibly marry her, as mentioned previously. The kingdoms in this game finally return to the classic exploration-based level design featured in games like Mario 64 and Mario Sunshine, mostly the first game. Each kingdom requires you to search for and clear various objectives in order to obtain these certain little items known as Power Moons, which allow you to power up the Odyssey and grant you access to more kingdoms. Checkpoint flags are completely littered throughout each kingdom, and we should all very well know that littering is a crime. Unlike gaming, of course. These things allow you to instantly warp directly to them after you give them a little kick, just like a soccer ball. But anyways, certain kingdoms also feature these little areas known as flat zones, where you enter a 3-dimensional 8-bit pipe and are transformed into the original 8-bit Mario we all know and love. In these areas, You are placed into a two-dimensional side-scrolling environment, similar to Mario's appearance in the original Super Mario Bros. For the NES.
Man, the old school nostalgia references just keep on piling up. I am now the toy box that I unfortunately grew out of so many years ago.
In addition to your already existing moves, such as the double jump, triple jump, and wall jump, you can also throw your cap out in front of you like a frisbee. It also comes flying right back to you, so I guess you could call it a boomerang frisbee, if that's even a word. But anyways, you can toss your hat in multiple directions to either attack your enemies or use as a temporary platform for crossing large gaps. But here's the real kicker. If you toss your cap at certain objects, enemies, or even NPCs, you are then able to basically pull an Iron Maiden and take possession of their bodies, except in a more kid-friendly way, of course. This special feature is known as capturing, no pun intended, allowing for some incredibly unique abilities. For example, you can possess a bullet bill to temporarily fly across large gaps, a spark pylon to climb up electrical wires for reaching high places, and a sherm tank to shoot out cannonballs for defeating enemies and clearing out blocked passageways. Heck, you can even capture forks in this game. Flippin' forks, I tell ya!
Let's do the fork in the garbage disposal. Let's do the fork in the garbage disposal. Ding 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 ding.
Oh, and who could possibly forget? Well, okay then. Looks like Jurassic Park decided to pay this game a little visit. Definitely wasn't expecting that. But anyways, all throughout your ultimate adventure, you can pick up and collect these special purple coins that are all unique to each kingdom in the game. And I don't mean the ones from the Mario Galaxy games. The big kingdoms have 100 of these coins, the medium-sized ones have 50, and the small ones have 0, the big goose egg. You can use these coins to buy certain hats and outfits and other stuff like that. And some of these items are actually required for completing certain objectives in each kingdom, such as performing in a mariachi band in the Sand Kingdom, or doing a little hula dance in the Seaside Kingdom.
This is the greatest thing I have ever seen.
This game uses a certain health system similar to the Mario Galaxy games, in which you can take up to 3 hit points before losing a life. Actually, there are no lives in this game. If you die, you just lose 10 coins, and that's it. Now I know exactly what you're thinking. Wait a minute, what's the point of losing coins if they don't even serve a purpose in this game? Well, that's where you'd be wrong, because you can actually use these coins to buy all kinds of fancy schmancy stuff at the Crazy Cap store, just like the purple coins.
I just want to die.
Not only that, but you can also collect these things called Life Up Hearts, which grant you 3 extra hit points in case you really suck at this game, just like in the Mario Galaxy games.
Man, Mario must be filthy rich from all these coins he's collecting. Even more rich than Luigi and Wario combined. Who knew that was even humanly possible? I am now the checkerboard table. Playing a game of checkers on here should be pretty easy, considering it's only 9 squares big.
This game requires a certain number of power moons to be collected in each kingdom before moving on to the next one. Even though most of these power moons can be obtained from any source, they do make major objectives largely optional in each kingdom. However, after you defeat the big bad Bowser baddie himself, each kingdom gets repopulated with even more power moons to collect, all thanks to these strange-looking moon rocks that all came from the Moon Kingdom in this game. Collecting enough power moons will allow you to purchase additional outfits at the Crazy Cap store, as well as unlocking 2 brand new bonus areas on the moon for you to explore. The first one of these areas is known as the Dark Side of the Moon, which you can listen to in the Odyssey at any time. Oh wait, not that kind of Dark Side of the Moon. It's basically just a little boss rush against Bowser's evil wedding planners known as the Boodles. But you can't unlock this area until you nab at least 250 power moons in total, so keep that in mind.
Wait, this place is called the Dark Side? Where on Mars is the Death Star when you need it most? I am now the wooden house model. I'm sure a whole bunch of Lego people will come living inside of me in no time flat.
The second bonus area you unlock is known as the Dark Side of the Moon, which requires at least 500 power moons to unlock. This area takes several pre-existing elements of the game and combines them all into one great big compilation challenge. Yes, totally different area name, I know. But anyways, after you beat the game, you unlock this quaint little land known as the Mushroom Kingdom, which is heavily based on Peach's castle grounds for Mario 64. This kingdom allows you to enter these elegant towers that each house a more challenging version of every boss you previously fought on your adventure. Man, why weren't these bosses like this originally? You can also earn additional power moons by talking to Toadette at the top of the stairs of Peach's castle. Doing this will allow her to grant you some in-game achievements for all your hard work. Aw, that's so nice of her. Heck, you can even use the purple coins you collected in this kingdom to buy yourself a hardy Mario 64 costume. If that isn't already nostalgia driving enough, then I don't know what is.
Man, I can't believe there's a Mario game where you can actually unlock the Mushroom Kingdom. I mean, that's literally where almost every Mario game takes place. What the heck happened here? I am now the blue exercise ball. I can already feel all the bounciness coming from within me.
This game also features a little photo altering mode that allows you to use a free moving camera to take certain screenshots with and save them into your ultimate Nintendo Switch library, along with some additional options such as filters and stickers. Yo, Snapchat Mario Odyssey everybody, make it happen. But anyways, you can also use the Odyssey-themed Mario, Peach, and Bowser amiibo figures to perform special in-game abilities and unlock even more cool costumes that would otherwise be unavailable until you either beat the game for the first time or collect enough Power Moons. These amiibo figures can also be used for providing useful hints as to where you can find even more Power Moons, rather than just simply looking up an explicit answer online, like we always do. Not only that, but there's also this little hide-and-seek minigame called Luigi's Balloon World, which is way more fun than a minigame has any right to be. In this minigame, you are given 30 seconds to hide a yellow balloon somewhere in a random kingdom, which is then able to be played by other people around the world in a frantic attempt to try and find it. This minigame also features a leaderboard system that ranks the players who found the most balloons in the selected kingdom. And then there's the official Nintendo Labo Virtual Reality Kit, which seriously needs a much shorter name. This big thingamabob requires you to complete specific challenges in a certain number of kingdoms, where you have to recruit musicians and give them instruments by completing a certain number of tasks related to music notes. Oh boy, now I'm having dramatic flashbacks to Wii music.
Now let's just hope Luigi doesn't have a secret fear of the noise these balloons make when they pop. I am now the sacred treasure chest that I still haven't returned back to Wario. I'm sure he's probably crying in his sleep by now.
So, Mario and Cappy continue to explore the various kingdoms to collect enough Power Moons for refueling the Odyssey and battling the Broodals. These carrot-loving baddies were responsible for stealing a whole bunch of items from each kingdom, including a beautiful dress, a delicious cake, and a bouquet of flowers, in order to set up Bowser's wedding with Peach. Eventually, the two of them officially defeat the Broodals once and for all by somehow turning them into a great big firework, kinda like Bowser from Mario 3D World. They finally catch up with Bowser in his own kingdom, but Bowser just straight up punches Mario right in the face with his hat's boxing glove.
A boxing glove!
And now I finally realize why this game is rated E10+, just like Breath of the Wild. But anyways, Bowser subsequently departs for his royal wedding with Peach on the moon, leaving Mario and Cappy stranded in his own kingdom. They then fly the Odyssey all the way up into the sky and onto the surface of the moon, where they confront Bowser and Peach inside a fairly elegant cathedral. When the two of them get to the main hall, Bowser stomps his giant foot onto the floor, causing a trapdoor to suddenly open up underneath them. Cappy tries his best to prevent Mario from falling, but Mario is just way too thick from all that pasta he's been eating recently.
Ooh boy, looks like I ate a little too much pasta myself.
After falling through the trapdoor, the two of them find themselves in the middle of a battle arena in a strange cavern. This is where they fight against Bowser for the upteenth time, and of course, Mario beats him nonetheless. But right before he can rescue Peach and Tiara, a whole bunch of moon rocks start falling from the ceiling, causing the arena to collapse underneath everyone. They then find themselves in the middle of a lava-like arena, which still surprises me that it's in a flippin' moon area of all places. But anyways, unsure exactly what to do next, Mario tosses his cap onto the head of an unconscious Bowser and takes possession of his body. Peach tags along with him as well, and the two of them try their best to not get smooshed by falling meteors while trying to escape back up to the surface again. After Peach thanks Mario and Cappy for all their help, Bowser regains his consciousness and decides to properly propose to Peach while using everyone's favorite S-tier Smash character, Piranha Plant. This causes Mario to react in shock and hastily do the exact same thing with the Rocket Flower, which basically turns Mario into Sonic the Hedgehog whenever you toss your cap into one of them.
Gotta go fast! Gotta go fast! Gotta go fast, too fast, too fast, too fast, too fast, too...
Overwhelmed by all this madness, Peach just straight up rejects them at their own game, followed by herself, Cappy, and Tiara all boarding the Odyssey. Mario and Bowser then engage in what is probably the most emotional moment ever in Mario history before Peach grabs their attention and tells them it's time to head back to their home planet. Mario thankfully boards the Odyssey just in the nick of time, leaving Bowser completely stranded on the moon with no food or water to be found. Aw, poor Bowser. Now he knows how it feels to be stranded. But anyways, after all this is resolved, Mario and Cappy finally return back to the Mushroom Kingdom, but they soon realize that Peach is nowhere to be found once again. But don't worry, she's not kidnapped for a second time in a row or anything like that. She just packed her bags and left with Tiara to explore all the other kingdoms in the game. That's all. But you can actually go back to all these kingdoms and give Tiara and Peach a little chat, allowing them to give you an additional power moon in each kingdom. Wow, what a sweetheart. I mean sweetheart. Sorry, I keep pronouncing that incorrectly. Might be.
And now for the flaws. Let's get to them before I run out of things to capture in this room. I am now the floor. I shall hope nobody walks all over me.
The first flaw that I have with this game is, of course, the motion controls. You see, there are many other available options for controlling Cappy's movements in this game, and all of these involve motion controls. The problem is, they just don't feel all that natural in my eyes. It's kinda difficult to pull some of them off at times, not to mention the inability to map these movement patterns to different buttons on the controller. The second flaw with the game is the bosses being a wee bit too easy in this game. Now sure, as mentioned previously, more difficult versions of these bosses can be played in the Mushroom Kingdom, but why couldn't it always be that way from the flippin' start? Man, these game flaws really make me want to lose my marbles. Even though well, okay, you get the point. The third and final flaw is the fact that some of the kingdoms in this game just aren't as big or grand as all the others. You see, unlike in Pokemon Go, size actually does matter in terms of kingdoms. If a kingdom in this game is too small, then that makes it kinda difficult to explore everything to its full potential. I just wish some of these kingdoms were just a tad bit bigger, because as we all know, everything the light touches is our kingdom.
Man, I can't believe even the most perfect game in existence can still have this many flaws in it. Goodness gracious me! I am now the heir. I don't even know what to say at this point.
But anyways, despite all these flaws to an already perfect game, you just can't deny that this game is jam-packed with tons of secrets, as well as a much greater focus on exploration than progression. The core structure of the game really lends itself well to the portable nature of the Nintendo Switch, to the point where you can play the game for fairly long sessions just for the heck of it. The ultimate inventiveness of this game's brand new ideas really paid off, allowing all the risks Nintendo had taken to deviate from the already established formula of previous games in the Mario franchise. So with that being said, I'm giving Super Mario Odyssey an incredible 97 out of 100 Mario hats. Yeah, not exactly a perfect score, but if it wasn't for all those previously mentioned flaws, that whole perfect score statement probably would have been true. Keyword probably. Like seriously, this game has to be the spiritual successor that still hasn't been previously achieved. And to cap it all off, the introduction of the capturing mechanic has to be the most versatile ability in the Mario series to date, as well as reinventing a number of everyone's favorite gameplay activities. So keep on waiting for the inevitable sequel to possibly come out sometime this year, everybody.
Okay guys, so next time we meet, we'll be taking a look at The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild for the Nintendo Switch. So you better pick up your trusty sword and shield. I don't mean the Pokemon games. And prepare yourselves for battle, because this game sure is quite a treat. I mean, it's no wonder this game won the official award for Game of the Decade, so stay tuned for that. Oh, and remember, gaming is not a crime. Until then, and stay awesome sauce.
I just want to go.
Jump up